Hello and welcome back to Fats Where the Flavor's At. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen, welcome to my heart. Welcome to my world, won't you come on in? Anyway, what are we doing today? We're gonna make some fresh pasta. I love making pasta from scratch. I love making homemade pasta doughs. I've already made a regular egg pasta dough, and I've made a squid ink pasta dough, which we're actually gonna use for next week's session. We'll be happy to show you what we do with that. Today I'm gonna make a little saffron pasta. So let's go and start with that right away. So pasta dough, we start with flour. Now you can certainly use all-purpose flour, but for me, I personally like to use 00 flour. It's a little finer. And I also like to blend that 2/3 to 1/3 of very fine Semola or Semolina flour. Gives the pasta a little bit more structure, perfect when you're doing things like fettuccine or ravioli. So you start with your flour, you create a little well. Now you could sometimes do this right on your countertop, but because I'm using saffron can potentially leave a little bit of staining. So my wife just bought me these countertops. The last thing I want to do is get her upset. So we'll start beating our eggs. I've got 2 eggs in here, roughly just a little less than 2 cups of flour mixed between the 2 flours. I've got 2 regular sized eggs plus an egg yolk. I always like just a little bit more yolk in my flour. And then here I have a little saffron that's been sitting in some warm water, sort of dissolving in. I'm going to throw that into the egg as well. And beat that into the eggs. You see that bright orange color that the saffron's going to lend to the pasta. Not just the color, but that wonderful saffron flavor. And then we'll just go right ahead and pour that in. You'll still see a couple of little saffron strands. I'll get all that egg in. And now we just start slowly working the flour into the egg mixture. Little bits at a time. Now eventually this is going to come out of this bowl and hit the countertop, and when we have to knead it, there's only so much I can do in a bowl. So we'll get that going. Mix it up, kind of get a nice crumbly type dough to start. Get all that moisture worked into the flour. And when you think it's just dry enough that it's not going to run on the countertop, you can go ahead and just throw it right on down. Get that off of there. And now we get to have fun. Now we get to get our hands in there. I promise you I washed them just a few seconds ago. There are a lot of places will like to run this through a machine. I like to feel the dough. I like to know what the consistency feels like. I can tell right away if I need to add a little bit more flour or a little bit more moisture. But you can see right away the dough is taking on a little bit of a shape, a form. You can see the bright color from the saffron working in. And we'll just keep playing with this for a little while. I'm going to reach in and sprinkle a little bit more flour on the table. There we go. Get out of my way, you. There we go. Just work it into the dough ball. You don't need to do too much. Usually about 5 minutes of kneading should be plenty. Sometimes not even that. Get a nice feel, a nice moist yet firm feel to your dough. Start to shape it into a ball. Honey, would you do me a favor and get me the cellophane? And that is about all you need to do. Very important step coming up. This is where you need to wrap it in some cellophane and let it rest. You need to let all the glutens come in contact with all the moisture. Very important that your pasta rest at least 30 minutes. Typically, if you go a little heavier on the egg yolk, you should let it rest a little bit longer. So typically, I would let this rest in the fridge for up to an hour, and I can actually let it stay overnight if I chose to, and I can do something with it tomorrow. So we'll put this in the fridge. And I'm going to take a break and wash my hands. And we're back. Our pasta has had a chance to rest. It's very pliable, very soft. We're gonna run it through the machine here, just to kind of get a nice consistency, get a nice even thickness to it. You want to cut it, set this thing at your thickest setting originally. You want to run it through at least 3 times. Kind of does a nice job of kneading, creating more of a silky pasta dough for you. And then once you kind of get that done, we can start. We'll do it one more time. Let's get a nice sort of squared off look. And then we'll slowly start getting a little bit thinner. Run her through, run her through. Little thinner. And maybe one more setting. There we go. And just feed her right through. So I've got a nice, long, beautiful sheet, consistent in its thickness, silky as can be. Oh, sorry oven. What I'll do from here is come on over. Cut this into 3. 1, 2, and 3. Replace the attachment with the fettuccine cutter, because that's the pasta that we want to use today. Get in there, you. Come on, come on. There you go. All right. Get your pasta. Get the machine. I'm getting my steps in. And just get a nice, uniform, perfect cut of fettuccine. I've got some already done. Very important that you flour your pasta so it doesn't stick. Last but not least, there you are. And again, as mentioned, a little flour, mix it up, keep your pasta nice and loose, and it's ready for the salted boiling water. A little bit of butter, some heavy cream, a little bit of salt. We'll crank the water up on the pasta water. We'll salt that good. Let that boil. All right, welcome back. Our pasta is now cut and ready. Our water is boiling and salted, ready to receive our pasta. We'll just gently lay that in, sort of separate it up as best we can. Our cream sauce is simmering nicely, nice little thickening going on there. Put this off to the side. Great thing about fresh pasta, it only takes about 3 minutes if that to cook. And it's just a joy to be so ready to eat. Turn the heat down on the cream sauce. Those noodles are about ready. All right, so we'll take it off the heat. We'll strain. Into the sauce we go. Get that all in there, nice. Get all those noodles covered. It'll look like there's probably too much sauce in the beginning, but believe me, this pasta will absorb the sauce as it goes. We haven't added the cheese yet. We still need to do that. I've got some fresh grated Parmesan Reggiano. We'll throw that in there. We'll get that mixed in there nice. I can hear Putty in the background. All right, our little balls. Get our tongs. I get a good workout from this at least, which is good. And there we are, fettuccine Alfredo. Virginia, Miss Lisa.
Thank you, looks amazing.
Make it a little lighter. There you go. And for the man behind the camera, who without him, this wouldn't be happening. Is it all right? Pasta's cooked okay? Cool. Well, that's it for this week, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the segment, and more importantly, I hope you appreciate just how simple it is to make fresh pasta and what a difference it'll make for those of you, for the people that come to your house and enjoy dinner. Look forward to next week seeing you again. Until then, remember, fat's where the flavor's at, and to my dear friends, thank you, God bless, good health.
Salute.
Salute. See you next time.